Okay, so today we're going to be learning about area and we're going to be doing problem solving. So I'm going to do a little bit of review in the beginning about area and just some simple things such as the formulas you need, and then we're going to move on to the actual problem solving. So yeah, and also this is recommended for 7th grade. Okay, so the formulas that you're going to need are the area of a rectangle, which is length times width, the circumference of a circle, which is pi times diameter, but for this I'm just going to be using 3.14. And then you're going to need the area of a triangle, which is area equals 1/2 base times height. And then you're also going to be needing the Pythagorean Theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I know it's a little weird on the screen, but on the classwork sheet it's perfectly fine. So yeah. Okay, let's get into the problem. Okay, so the directions say solve each problem and use 3.14 for pi. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, you only need it for one question. It also tells you that you have to round your answers to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so the first question says, the Smiths are building a fenced-in area for their dog. The area will be 15 feet long and 18 feet wide. Okay, so just with that information, we know that it is a rectangle. So what is the question actually asking us? It says, how much fencing will they need and how much space will a dog have to play? So for the first question, how much fencing will they need? That is just the perimeter. And then how much space will the dog have to play is the area. So the way that you would know that is how much space. So space would mean area, and how much fencing will they need. So fencing just kind of talks about how much fence they're going to need on each side, and that would just be the length of each side, which is the perimeter. So how do we actually do this? Okay, so like I said before, what we have to do to define the perimeter and the area. So to define the perimeter, all we have to do is add up all the sides. So we have 15 plus 15 and 18 plus 18, and we get 66. So the perimeter is 66 feet. So that's how much fencing they will need. And then the second question is, how much space will the dogs have to play? Basically, that is just asking you to find the area. So area is length times width in a rectangle, and then it would just mean 15 times 18, and the area is 270 square feet. So the Smiths will need 66 feet of fencing, and then the dog will have 270 square feet to play. Okay, so the next question says, Bethany is making a braided rug in the shape of a circle. Its diameter when finished will be 7 feet. What will the rug's circumference be, and how large will the rug be in square feet? So it's asking you to find the circumference, and then when it's asking you how large will the rug be in square feet, it's asking you for the area because it says square feet, so that's the keyword. I did not give you the formula for the area of a circle, so I'll give it to you just now when we do the question. But yeah, this is the only circle question that's on here. It might be a little bit hard to do, but it's pretty much just plugging it into the formulas. So the formulas is the only difficult part. Once you get that down, you're good. Okay, so like I said, I didn't give you guys the area of the circle in the beginning, but it is on your classwork sheet. So it's just pi, which is 3.14, like I said, that we're using in the video, times the radius squared. So that's just kind of to tell you guys that. But for the circumference, we have to find that out first, which is the formula for that I gave you guys, which is 3.14 times the diameter. Again, pi times diameter. You could also do 2 times pi times r, which is the same thing as pi times diameter. But I just use pi times diameter because it's a little bit simpler for you guys to understand. So yeah, basically all I did was plug it in 7 for the diameter because it says its diameter when finished will be 7 feet. And so your circumference is 21.98, sorry. And then the area, like I said, I gave you guys the formula here. So 3.14 times radius squared. So the radius here, you have to be really careful. It's not the diameter. The diameter is half of the radius, which you guys learned already. So half of 7 is 3.5. So it's 3.5 squared. So just make sure you guys don't make that mistake. So its area equals 38.47 square feet. So yeah, that's the second question. So the next question says, okay, like I was saying, the third question, sorry, says a canvas sail forms a right triangle. It is 21 meters high, which you guys can see, and 20 meters long at its base. How many square meters of canvas were needed to make the snail? So basically, automatically when you hear square meters, you should definitely think of area. And so this question is a little bit different because before we did the area of a circle and the area of a rectangle, and now we're going to be doing an area of a triangle. So yeah. Okay, so like I said, we're going to have to be using the area of a triangle, which is 1/2 times base times height, which is on the front of your classwork sheet. And so the base, it tells us, is 20 meters long, and the height is 21 meters. And so all you have to do is just plug it in and calculate it, which is 210 square meters. So you're going to need 210 square meters of the canvas to make the snail. Okay, so the next question says, the snail described in the previous problem needs to be repainted around its perimeter. How many meters of the sail needs to be repainted? And so the hint is the Pythagorean Theorem. So let's just kind of go back to the problem a little bit. It's telling you exactly what you need to calculate, which is the perimeter, right? However, you go to the triangle and you see, okay, one side is missing. How do I find this one side? So the answer to that is the Pythagorean Theorem. So you guys, I think you guys know this already, which is just a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And so, yeah. Okay, so like I said, you need to use the Pythagorean Theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared again. And so here I kind of helped you guys out by labeling a, b, and c. A and B can be reversible, so where A is, B could be, where B is, A could be, it doesn't really matter, but C is always the hypotenuse, and A and B are just the legs. So I did exactly that. I just kind of plugged into the equation, so I did A for the base, and then I did B for the height. So I did 20 squared plus 21 squared equals C squared, and then I got, for 20 squared I got 400, and 21 squared I got 441. And I kind of just added those together, and I got 841 equals c squared. So this is where it kind of gets a little bit more tricky. So you have a square on one side, you have a number on the other side. So what you do to cancel the square out is you square root both sides. So a square root will get rid of a squared exponent, basically. So yeah. Okay, so I really horribly drew the square roots, but basically the square root cancels out the exponent squared, like I said, and so all you have to do is just find the square root of 841, which is 29. You can use a calculator. I know you probably won't be able to do that by hand, but yeah, so then that's only part of the question. The question is asking how many meters of the sail need to be repainted. So this is again a perimeter question, so we only done the first part of the question. The second part is pretty easy. It's just finding the perimeter, which again you guys know is just adding up all of the sides. Okay, so here I've just done the perimeter, which is 20 plus 21 plus 29, which is 70. So 70 meters of the sail needs to be repainted. Okay, so the last question says the raised fence in the rectangular yard. The area of the yard is 700 square feet. Length of the yard is 25 feet. What is the width of the yard? So basically, it's giving you the area and it wants you to find the width. So let's go back to what the area formula for a rectangle is, which is area equals length times width. Okay, so I've written down the area of a rectangle, which is area length times width, like I said. So all I've done is I've taken the information that was given to me in the question and I've just kind of plugged it into the formula. So it's given me the area, which is 700, so I plugged that into A, and then it's given me the length, which I've just plugged into length, and then I have an unknown here, which is my width. So how do I figure this out? So you guys have done equations before, so simply all you have to do is just divide by 25 to get the width. Okay, so I've just kind of divided by 25, and you can see my poorly drawn x, which is crossing out 25 and bringing it onto the other side, which gives me 350 as my width, and so the yard is 350 feet wide. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the video. Check out the homework sheet down below as well as the answer key. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and that's pretty much it.